G'day, my name's Andrew Lukey, and I'm developing a new CBUS driver for Control4 known as CBUS PowerTools. It's designed to rapidly commission a CBUS system and put it in Control4. What normally would have taken about 2 hours in my driver takes about 5 minutes. Now, it also includes a built-in web server to assist with diagnostics and other testing, and it also includes the ability to import XML files and CGL files, and hopefully eventually we'll have some Seagate integration with CBUS Toolkit. Now, as a quick example, what we'll do is that we'll show you a real-life system and import it using our development driver. Now, we're hoping to release this driver within the next month or so. The main slowdown so far has actually been that we don't have any real-life hardware to test on. Okay, so first off, let's go to the system. So this is a toolkit here. So just a normal system. As you can see, there's quite a few circuits of different types. So there's about 100 lighting circuits. Now, some of them are on dimmers, some of them are on relay modules, just various types. All of them, we've given them pretty decent names as well that we can probably use already in our new system. So what we'll do is that we'll first off jump into Composer. So what we've got to do is we've got to add our PowerTools main driver, which has already been done. So after adding that driver, you can also configure the web port. In this case, we've configured 45555. And to be able to access it, we just basically go into the browser. So this is the main interface of the CBUS PowerTools. As you can see, it's got an application log built in, status, import, and provisioning. So where we'll go, as an example, we'll go into import. Now, at the moment, we support XML tags and CGL tags. Or CGL files, sorry. Now, we recommend the XML tags, and the reason we recommend it is because it's also got unit type information as well, so we can automatically determine what kind of a group it should be in most cases. CGL files, they're very portable. Big issue with them, however, is that you can't actually work out what kind of devices are connected to those groups. Okay, so what you do, based on that system, you just jump to that directory here, and you grab the file, you copy the contents, so we'll just paste it here. Oops, sorry. Just copy it. Okay, so we've copied it here. So we'll just press import. As you can see, import successful at the bottom. Now, normally it takes about 10-15 seconds after saying that for it to actually copy over into the system. Now, if using CGL, it won't copy over unit information, but you can change that relatively simply. All right, so now what we'll do, we'll go back into status. We'll scroll down. You can see all these lighting circuits have come over. Now, the system's automatically determined if they're expected to be dimmers, relays, or what type of circuit they are. Some circuits as well, because they don't appear to be connected to anything, they'll come up as do not provision automatically. So all I've seen, in this case, it was actually driven off a touchscreen, which we don't have, or it's just an extra driver. So in a lot of the cases in here, we'll actually want it to be a trigger, for instance. You've also got the blinds as well. Now, in a lot of cases, I mean, you can obviously mix different types of circuits. So you can have a dimmer and a relay on the same group. We'll automatically assume in that kind of case that it is a dimmer, but you can change exactly how you want it to be provisioned at the end. All right, so let's scroll up. When you're testing these circuits, we've got quick access to on-off commands. You can also rename them directly from here. So if you've got two installers here, they've both got computers. You can basically have one. You can have both of them just pressing on/off to try to find the circuits. It's actually a good system that you can use if you don't have access to the original CBUS toolkit file. So it can save a lot of time because you can have multiple people using it. It's connected directly via web port, so you don't have that limitation of connections. All right. The system will also automatically detect or sniff out circuits that have changed. So if you're pressing a button on a DLT, for instance, it will automatically detect those circuits. You can also use the application log as well to do so. So, okay, so we've got all the circuits that we want. We'll just go through. I think there's a spare one. So we've actually allocated this as a blind. It doesn't actually exist, for instance. I believe there's another spare one. So in our case, we'll actually commission spare circuits. So for instance, this dimmer, channel number 8, we're not using it. There's already enough circuits. So we will give it a group, but we never actually used it in the first place. So do not provision here. All right, so after getting everything swirl there, go to provisioning. Now, the driver's basically smart enough to tell you how many of each driver you need. We can't automatically add the drivers, and unfortunately, that's not because of the code here. That's actually because Control4 doesn't give us access to do that. And one reason why I'm thinking it so is because if there's a bug in someone's driver, it basically could go overboard and just add thousands of drivers and crash the unit, and then it's going to be a nightmare to kind of fix. So that's one thought of why they're possibly not allowing it. But this is the second best option. So it'll tell you how much of each driver that you need. So in our case, you need 7 light dimmer drivers. So we'll just add that now. So just jump back into CBUS Toolkit. Into Composer. Okay, so we'll just add a few dimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, you don't need to rename those, so don't worry about that. Using the extra vegetable drivers, you will need to do that, but not using our system. The other thing that you won't need to do is if you go into Advanced Properties, you'll notice that the application and the group are grayed out. The system will automatically manage that, so don't worry about that, and that's the reason that this is a lot faster than using different methods. All right, so as you can see, it basically says that we need 0 extra of the light dimmers. Now, we're not going to add all 72 of the light relays for now. This is just a demo, and I think you'll get the general idea. So we'll just add probably about 20 of them, or fill up the screen with them, just so you can see how fast it is. When Control4 opens up the app, he obviously will automatically add these in the future. So I had about 20 of them. On a real-life system, you'd actually add all 70 or 71 or 72 or whatever it was, basically. Okay, so I think that's enough for just demo purposes. All right, so what we'll do, we will jump back into the web browser here. Okay, so as you can see, so we've added approximately 22 of those light relay drivers. Dimmers are, obviously done as well. So we don't actually need to add all the drivers for now. It will just commission what you've got. So what we'll do, we'll go to provision config. All right, and while it's provisioning, we'll go into Composer again. Okay, so now as you can see, it's actually renamed all of our devices. So go down. It's given them all names, so that saves quite a bit of time there. Those of you who have done a lot of CBUS systems will know that that can be quite time-consuming to copy these over. So we'll go down. You can also see under Advanced Properties as well, we've already filled in the application of the group. So all that's basically good to go, and you can just use these drivers like normal. Now, the driver was originally intended to be used as a drop-in driver with the extra vegetables gateways, and we're still hoping to be have some kind of legacy option to be able to connect to it. But at the end of the day, we decided to rewrite the driver, and the reason we decided to do that is because eventually we're also hoping to be able to support air conditioning and other devices which aren't necessarily supported by the Control4 driver. Now, as I said, we're hoping to have this driver released in probably about a month or so time. If anyone's got any hardware that they can lend me or sell me cheap, I'm basically based in Victoria, Australia, and I'd be happy to buy it. Or if anyone can help out in any way, I'm more than happy to provide a few copies of the driver so that you've got something to use on site. Okay, so that's basically it. We are working on some more features coming as well. As you saw, there is the application log. Now, this isn't actually hooked into a real system, but all the plumbing's kind of done in the background, or the majority of it, basically, to be able to set levels and everything. So if we do go to, library, it's already hooked into the proxies and everything already. So we do have the capability to set the levels. we're just not setting them at the moment, except via the legacy connection. But ideally, we're hoping to connect directly via serial or IP in the future. Now, yeah, for any questions, or if anyone knows anyone who can kind of lend some hardware or provide it for this driver, or willing to help out, or anything, any suggestions. I'm also going to be probably releasing a beta of the driver as well, which will be time limited as well, and eventually, yeah, just hopefully it'll help you guys out in the future, and it'll kind of make it so that CBUS. It'll kind of make it as well so that if you've got electricians on site or sparkies, they can kind of commission everything and then just pass the file off to the AV guys who basically do the rest. So for those who do want to contact me, my details are now on screen. So my name's Andrew Lukey, and you can contact me via auzy83@gmail.com, or you can access me via LinkedIn, or I've added my picture there. You can also find me on Facebook, or various other means as well. I also run the Adventure Buddies meetup group as well, for anyone who's a part of Meetup. So you can also find me there as well. So any questions, just drop me a bell and yeah, let me know. So yep, hopefully I look forward to releasing the final version of the driver quite soon. Thanks for listening, and see ya. Bye.